was tax planning themed, and I delivered it to a room of accountants, so it's not really comedy gold. Some of the heckling was probably a little bit out of order, but I think my self-esteem's quite low at the moment. Don't blame yourselves, IBDM team. It's not that. It's just that I live with a couple of very, very harsh, very direct critics. It's not Louis Walsh, Simon Cowell, unfortunately, because that probably would have made for some good stand-up material, so you can forget that. It's actually my children. Hopefully you've got children, so there's some good demonstrational comedy that you'll pick up. But they are constantly telling me that I'm cool. Forget the arse, right? I don't want this to listen. I wasn't expecting that at all. It's just naturally to everyone because it's so I'm not very cool, but I'm not very funny. And sometimes I'm in the office and I'll crack a funny to the team. They won't be expecting it. They'll be working hard. They won't be expecting it. And they'll look up at me and they'll smile. Just smiling, like, oh, me. Maybe they'll groan as well, and they'll go, oh, Dan, it's such a dad joke, isn't it? Yeah, it is. A bit of a wry smile there from Dan, you know, as if to say, yeah, if I'd done this for the kids back home, they'd be rolling in the arms, they'd be loving it. But actual fact, doing the same joke for the kids back home, what do I get? I get blank faces, I get disdain, I get a look as if to say, those idiots at work might like this shit, but I don't. And the disdain from a 7-year-old is your self-esteem. And I think the scales are falling from their eyes on most things to do with sort of paternal greatness. They're overtaking me in most arenas. So, snap, first of all, Uno, moved ahead of me rapidly in that. Table tennis, I think I'm on my table tennis over the summer. It's not great. Even the Scooby-Doo hide and shriek, which used to be my firm favourite, and probably something that there was an Olympic medal for Scooby-Doo hide and shriek, then it might have been mine, but not anymore. If we could get it. But football, still better than my 7-year-old daughter at football. That's the kind of high I'd like to quit on. I go and watch my son play football as well, and I offer advice from the sidelines, like all the dads in football. And does it count as advice if you're shouting at the top of your voice? Oh, yeah. Good. I like the way you manage. But there's all sorts of footballing cliches that get tossed around on a Saturday morning. The kids may or may not understand it. So you hear switch it, back door. Switch it, back door. Square. Well, put him under. They don't really know what's going on. My personal favourite, my own catchphrase I have is, own the space. Own that space, son. Own it. And he didn't really get it first. But anyone here play football? Just give it. I own the whole space. You've got to explain to me, you've got to own the space. Because if you own the space, then no one else can own the space. It's your space. So it's kind of, it raises a lot of philosophical and political questions for the other dads on the sideline. So it's as much about them as it is about me. And my son as well, because it's for him. But he doesn't always pay attention. So, but that's the thing I was great. I was a storyteller, I could do the Gruffalo, I could do the German fox in the Gruffalo.
What does the German do?
The German fox. And the Welsh Owl. And I'm not going to do a Welsh accent. I've been asked by HR not to do a Welsh accent. We'll move on. But the other thing that I'm much better than my kids at is swearing. Still really, really hold the lead on swearing. Because kids aren't generally very good at swearing. Anyone know any good swearing kids? Apart from Russian but I love swearing, and not all the time, but I love language, I love the power of language, I love the history of language, and I think that kids should learn how to swear. Sorry? Yeah, it's good parenting, yeah. I'm going to go on to explain just how good parenting skills it is. The problem with teaching your kids to swear is that most swear words have got a kind of, sexual...
What?
Sexual... There's this kind of sexual root, if you excuse me, to most swearing. So I've always held off until now, but luckily I've recently had that conversation with my son. He's 10 now. He was ready to hear it. And I'm quite good at explaining things. Some of what I do upstairs, my job is right box, where we do editing, in the corner just near the window. Some of that is explaining things. So I explained sex to my son using a fruit-based metaphor. and some fruit. And some vegetables as well. And he seemed to get it, and he seemed to appreciate it. Certainly more than all the other people in Waitrose that morning.
I'm wondering when the gap
Waiting for it. There was a bit of a to do in the presentation. It's a hubbub near the rhubarb. A little bit of hustle near the bustle. But some of the people there, I don't think they'll be looking at the Cox's pippin again. But even as we were pursuing through the sausage section, and then when we were rejected in dairy, on the look on his face that he had a life-changing experience. And he was ready to learn how to swear. Now, I could have got my wife to teach him how to swear, but she's Irish. And Irish people don't really swear. Which she tells me, well, certainly they use a lot of swear words, but it's not really swearing, it's more kind of punctuation. Anyway, they kind of take the easy way out. They all their kids out there and invented some special swear words for kids. So it's like feck this, feck that, bonnets, shite. If you're going to swear, you should go the whole hog. None of this kind of kid stuff. And when I grew up in the 70s, anyone here from the 70s? Anyone here from the 70s?
No. Isn't it bedtime?
There was a lot more swearing. Back in the 70s. I mean, there was even this children's TV presenter called Brian Kent.
Playaway.
Yeah, Playaway, brilliant. Caroline Kent as well.
She's so much run away.
Well, as you know, well, you probably won't know. It's quite a distinguished, quite well-respected name. It's Flemish originally. It would be the leader of a leader of singers in a monastery, I believe. She'll get back. But if you grow up in South London in the 70s, Brian was really quite an offensive name. It still is for some people. And if you pronounce his surname wrongly, then there could be all sorts of offence. Caroline Hartle, Caroline, for instance. Now if you pronounce his surname wrongly, it would be Brian Can't. And you'd be terribly, terribly offended by his negativity. That took me a laugh. So, we're in the car, and I say to my son, on the way to football, son, do you know what bollocks are? And he didn't engage straight away. I think he was a bit worried that we'd be returning to the little scene by the walnuts in Waitrose. That's sort of applied knowledge there, but we didn't. So I thought, okay, well, let's brighten this up a bit. Okay, children's TV presenter, I'll do it. Do you know what bollocks are? Give it a bit more children's TV presenter, which is an area you have to be quite careful about 70s children's TV presenters. Especially around the kind of anatomical issues that you're talking about. I mean, you need to tread a fine line between your Rod Jeng and Freddie and your Peter Purvis. So, you know what bollocks are. You look like you wanted out of the conversation, as I think some of you probably do now. Do you know what bollocks are, son? Is it Irish traffic cones? No, it's not. It was disappointing, and that just goes to prove two things. One, multicultural marriages don't always work. And two, I'm much better than he is at swearing. So I'm coming on to the other joke now, the difficult second joke.
The other one?
I didn't tell you the first one. I knew it'd be way too long. So on to the second joke. I know for a fact that it's not funny. And I know it could get attention. I know it's not funny, and I know my performance isn't really going to add any magic to it. I think it's quite clever. I think it's quite a clever joke, but clever and funny aren't the same thing. And I've been working with John Thorpe long enough to know that. So it's not funny. And what I'm really expecting is a big science now, which is good for me because it's what we used to do. All the kind of audiences in the office, at home, the new space is science. So I'll be absolutely delighted to get that silence. And I will, because it also requires a little bit of prior knowledge of something else from the 70s, a joke that was doing the rounds in the playgrounds in the 70s that involves tap dancing. Okay, comedy gold. As long as you know that joke. So, here we go. I used to be a stand-up comedian, but I kept falling in the sink. Oh, in the space.